All right, we're on.
Heck yeah, dude.
That's it. All right. So it's Kai, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Kai's your proper name. I only know. Is it Senpai? Is that how you say your YouTube name?
Yeah, senpai,
Senpai Kai.
just like the
Senpai.
anime like term.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be something else, but I like just ended up changing it, and it's like, oh, senpai Kai sounds all right, so I'll
Well,
go with
thanks for
that, dude.
coming on,
Dude, of
nice and
course, man.
early, fresh after the UFC.
Yeah, dude, Patty Bimbo. Dude, that last fight was like, I don't want to say lame because I feel bad anytime anyone gets injured, but I was just like, dude, that was like 5 seconds in. Holy shit.
It's horrible when fight. I was just talking to a mate of mine. It's so bad when fights end like that,
Yeah.
especially because he's such a good fighter.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get to showcase it. But anyway, let's tell everyone what you do, why you're here, or not why you're here, but what you do.
Yeah, I mean, basically just like a digital food content creator, mostly, I would say mostly on YouTube, and I'm kind of like in the limbo where I'm doing both like cooking as well as travel, but I think I'm like starting to shift more towards travel, just because it's like
Yeah,
it's just like so much more interesting to me, and not many
I've
people are
noticed that.
doing it
Yeah.
as much. And like America's just like a mecca for food. Just like yeah, we have like one of the greatest food cities in the world. Just like the whole country, it's so diverse. So we basically have everything. We might not have like the best of like the world's best restaurants, but we have like anything you could be looking for. Between like
Well, I think
L.A. and
I think you literally do have one of the world's best restaurants, don't you? Isn't it fifth or in New York? You got one of the best restaurants in the world.
oh, I mean, in terms of that,
Oh,
yeah, I think the highest ranking one, like if you look
is
at
it
San
11?
Pellegrino, I think it's well, 11 Madison Park won it
Yes.
like 1 year, and then now
Mm.
they're like the new format, they're not allowed to win it again. But I think the current highest one's like Atomix, which is also in New York. But yeah, New York is just like just like it's hardcore. Like
There's also that other one. Fuck, it was like top three in the world. I seen it years ago. Did you ever watch Is it Chef's Table on
mm-hmm,
Netflix?
mm-hmm.
There was it was a real like molecular gastronomy kind of restaurant. Can't
Oh,
remember the name of
Alinea?
it.
Yeah.
Alinea,
Yeah, in
Alinea is
Chicago.
the
I worked there for
yeah.
a little bit.
You worked at Alinea.
Yeah, cause it's in Chicago. It's like it's only three Michelin star place, and it's like I only worked there for a little bit, just a couple
Did you do
months.
like a stage? Like
Yeah, like no, I was hired on, but they do like a formal like 2 day stage, and they pay you for it. Of course, they don't want to.
that's awesome.
They're not trying to get sued or anything. But yeah, it's
That would
so
have
like
been crazy.
super hard and intense that like people quit after a day. So
Mm,
they're just like always hired because they have like 50 cooks, something insane, like
yeah,
40 or 50 cooks. It's just like
yeah.
ridiculous. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember when I started my apprenticeship. Did you do a formal apprenticeship or did you just go straight into cooking?
Um,
I'm not sure how it works in America with cooking and apprenticeships. In Australia,
yeah.
you do like a 3 or 4 year apprenticeship, then you become qualified.
Oh, interesting. No, like America's weird where you can kind of just like step foot in the door. Alinea's like an interesting place. There might be other like Michelin star places where they're just like so big and hard they kind of just need like bodies, really. And if you have like a good enough attitude, they'll hire you and pick you up basically. Um, you might need like some sort of like training, but most people don't even go to school. It's kind of just like not worth it. A lot of people will go to
Mm.
see it like the Culinary Art Institute in New York, and they'll do like their 4 years there, and then they'll do an externship somewhere else. But it's like totally not necessary. It's pretty easy to like get a job just about anywhere. The externships help if you want to go to like Noma or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Because I
Yeah,
remember El Bulli used to have a massive wait list for stages.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
when I started my apprenticeship, I was obsessed with El Bulli, and
yeah,
I
dude.
just
That
and sorry for cutting you off,
dude,
but
no worries, man.
yeah, it used to have like I think it was like a 2 year waiting period to do just a stage there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever make it or no?
No, 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 no. I never did any stages. Because in Australia we don't have Michelin stars. We have chef's hats because I don't think we're recognised
That's
by the
right.
Michelin Guide.
Yeah.
So the equivalent of 3 Michelin stars here would be like 3 chef's hats.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's not a heap of restaurants in Australia that have it. But one of the restaurants I was working at had two, and I remember I went there after because I started my apprenticeship in like just a really nice Italian restaurant. Like it wasn't fancy, it was just real fast paced. You know, like it's just a really nice Italian food,
Mm-hmm.
fast paced kitchen, very service intensive rather than prep intensive.
Yeah.
And then I went to this place called Jolly's, which had a couple chef's hats, which would be equivalent to like Michelin stars. That was so eye opening, like the level of preparation and just before service. Like getting to service is the hardest part. Service is
Yep.
the easiest part.
Always, dude. Yeah, service should be like almost easy. Obviously, there's still like the tense like environment and the seriousness to it, but yeah,
Mm.
it's, in terms of like the work, it should be almost like too easy. That's how like well prepared you are.
It's a rush though. No one understands the rush of a kitchen unless you've worked in a kitchen.
Yeah, I think it's super fun. There's a lot of aspects of it I miss. It was just like the pay and the lifestyles. Once you get older, it's just like can't do this like in my 30s, like late 30s. How
That's
am I
why I
supposed to have like a
stopped.
family and stuff? Yeah.
That's why I stopped. It was just more the money because I found the better the food I was cooking, um, the less I was getting for the
Yeah.
hours I was putting in. And then
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I need to buy a house. I need to do like grown up stuff. I've got to stop going out and drinking knockoff beers and
I
like
know, right? Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
it's a young single person's game
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
100%. I mean it's super fun though. Like and I don't know what it's like in Australia, but I wouldn't really say like in America we've had like a revolution, but it's like there's definitely been a wage increase after COVID and stuff. A lot of places are offering insurance and like 401k sometimes, which is like mind blowing to me because I was making like for most of my career like $14 an hour was like the high end. And now like
Yeah.
there's still places that offer like 16 bucks and stuff, but it's like it's not uncommon for places to hire you at like 22 bucks an hour. And I'm like, dude,
16 bucks
that's
an hour, 22 an hour. That would be,
yeah,
yeah, that's on par with Australia because we're
yeah,
like $28 an hour. So
yeah,
it's about
yeah, yeah.
it's about the same. But so when did you start cooking? Like what got you started?
Um, Basically, like I didn't really have any interests at all aside from like video games in high school. So uh, I didn't come from like a rich family or anything. So only my like one of my close aunt had went to college. Other than that, I kind of grew up like a hick, like a hillbilly kind of, if you will. But I got good grades in high school and stuff, but I just didn't understand like the whole applying for college process and stuff. So, and I was just like a stupid like 17-year-old. So uh, I just like didn't put any time or effort into it. And then I just went to a community college. I was like, oh, I should probably do something. And they had a culinary program there. It was just like a 2-year culinary program, but it was a good intro to like just like seafood. It doesn't really prepare you for the restaurant industry, but it just like
Yeah,
shows you like food and like kind of how to cook. I'd say it's better for like a home cook who just kind of like wants to do it for fun and like learn. It's a lot of just like principles and textbook stuff. It doesn't teach you like the rush of or like sense of urgency.
nothing will
Yeah,
ever prepare you for that.
yeah, yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
will ever prepare you. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just like a good um, intro to just like cooking food and using a knife and stuff. So that was super, super, super interesting. The very final course was a student-run restaurant inside, and that was just like even that wasn't like working in a restaurant, but it was like you're actually on the line and like
Gave you a
like there's
taste.
tickets and ordering and stuff, and I was like, wow, this is like really cool. And basically after like culinary one, like the super intro shit, I was like, whoa, this is awesome. Like I get like people pay money to have me cook food and stuff. I was like, this is super cool. And always had like always kind of just like, I think it might have been kind of a chip on my shoulder of just like, oh, I'm smart, but I'm also like not doing anything with my life. You
Mm.
know, I was like, oh, I didn't go to college or anything, and I'm just kind of just bumming around working at like Walmart. So yeah, I think
College is a really big thing in America, isn't it? Well, I'm not. I'm obviously very well versed in American culture because the whole
yeah,
world is. But
yeah.
America's like the greatest reality show in the world for like other
America's
countries.
America's
Like
wild, dude. Yeah,
it's the greatest. It's the greatest documentary of all time to watch from the outside.
yeah,
Like when the
dude.
whole Trump
What a shit show. Yeah,
like the when the whole election process was happening, the
yeah,
whole world was like, "Oh my god, I know more about American politics than I do about Australian politics," and
yeah,
like it's insane.
dude. It's so
But so
wild.
is college in America is like a very big deal. It's like a
Kind of
prerequisite.
like people are pushing back on it a little bit because of how expensive it is to go to college.
Mm.
Like people are paying off their student loans for like 10, 15 years because you're paying like 40, 50 grand a year to go to this school, and then it's like you'll unless you get a job in certain things like engineering or becoming a doctor or something, like you're just going to end up working at Starbucks or something like super entry level job.
Mm.
And it's just like, wow, what did I go to school for? You know, like if you a joke is like if you go for any sort of liberal arts, it's just like you're gonna end up working at Starbucks. You know, I was like, that's kind of
It's
not where you want to be
it's
when you're like 22, 23, making like $14 an hour. You know?
there's just so much more competition in America because there's
Yeah,
like, what do you have? You have 300, a population of 350 million
yeah, it's
legal
insane.
legal people.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to add another 50 million of immigrants to that aren't registered, like illegal immigrants or whatever. So
Yeah,
your population is probably closer to 400 million. It's the same size as Australia, and we only have like, I think we have 20 million, 22 million here.
really, that's
It's
insane, dude.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the same size country landmass, but we
Mm-hmm.
got 320 million less people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
College.
crazy.
Yeah, that is wild, dude. America's just so crazy, dude. Just like New York and LA and Chicago, they're kind of just like their own little bubbles, and then you have like the South. You have Florida. Florida gets made fun of like a lot because they're kind of like
I
their own
love the
thing.
look of Florida. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everyone says Miami, Florida is like its own country.
Yeah, dude, Miami's insane. That's kind of just where all like the most beautiful people like go. It's because it's just like a party place. So a lot of like very
It's
rich
very
people will
Cuban
go
and
there.
Hispanic, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
very
yeah. Very like
Hispanic
South
community.
American, a lot of Cubans and stuff. So it's just like, and they're kind of like they have a reputation for being like the most beautiful women in the world. Just
Beautiful
like,
country. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But outside of Miami, it's kind of just like known to be like kind of a trashy place. They're just like interesting. Like it's kind of southern, but like in a weird way. Yeah, it's
Mm,
yeah. America's just super funny. But back to your
mm,
question about college, it's weird. It just my view of it is it gives you a really good head start, and that's great for people who aren't just like certified geniuses, you know, where it's like, oh, if you're incredibly smart, especially in the digital age, you can kind of get away with just like not going to college, but even then it gives you a good head start. So it gives you some sort of like direction in your life
mm.
professionally. So that's very good. Yeah, but
We
but
call it university.
yeah, yeah,
Like our college is university,
yeah.
but in Australia it's the same. Like at the moment in Australia, I left school in year 10. I didn't complete school.
Mm-hmm.
I but I have a lot of friends that went to university, and financially, I'm a lot more stable because of my decision than a lot of my friends who
Yeah,
went to university
it's crazy.
because they're still paying off a loan
Yeah,
for a job that they can't get, and like you're almost better off going and pouring concrete in Australia because you'd be earning crazy amounts of money.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. Australia's a crazy place. Like, I don't know. I don't know how the rest of the world perceives Australia, so I don't know what people think. Like, I'm drinking at 7 in the morning talking to you. Like, so I don't know how like the rest of the world perceives us, but it's just like really chilled down here. It's not as hustle and bustle.
I think that's the vibe that like Americans have of Australia anyways. It's just like
We're so
Think,
docile.
yeah, just like super chill. It's like the like not a zoo. What's like the term I'm trying to like a safari. It's just like kangaroos and like people in Australia love to drink and stuff. Yeah. I think that's just like kangaroos are like the first thing I think people think of. Yeah.
I've toured a lot of Europe, and you actually do drink. I thought that was just for the YouTube. You actually do drink out of your little
Oh, the delis?
cups.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, dude, they're the greatest thing. No, I have like a coffee one, and then this is my like ice water.
That's hilarious.
They're the greatest,
just
dude.
Brings you back to the chef days.
Yeah, it's just so much bigger. It's like a cup is like 8 ounces, dude. This is like twice the size of a cup, you know?
What was the video that made you viral?
Like on YouTube? That's a good question, dude.
Was it one video that just kind of set it off for you?
Not really, dude. I've had like I was really early to the YouTube Shorts game. I was very late to the TikTok game.
Oh, so you never made actual videos. You've always just made shorts.
Yeah, I have like a couple long form stuff, but it's just so much easier and quicker. It's just a way better efficient. It's a way more efficient use of my time to make shorts. I think, yeah.
You could make 10 shorts in one day.
Yeah, it's insane, and the idea is like they just live on the internet, so they could go like viral right away, or they might go viral like in 3 months or something. You know, like you just have so much more potential for that. So yeah, it's just a way better use of your time. I think TikTok really
so
just
do
like
you have a single video?
Not really, man. Like my climb has been very steady, but in the beginning I was doing a lot of like Wagyu videos just because I knew like there's a game you have to play to it.
That was the market for it. That was the market at the moment because you got like that Max the Meat guy. You got all those guys like pushing like Wagyu. Like, and it's like there's trends, and then you went to your burger trend. Because burgers were massive on the internet. Like,
exactly,
you gotta obviously play with the market.
Yeah, 100%. Fried chicken. There's so many things that you could just like throw in there. It's got to be stuff that people recognize and like can relate to. So all those fried chicken. There's a bunch of dudes who make nothing but sandwiches, pasta. Like it's those videos just always slay. So it's like there are people who've made their whole like career off of just doing like super fast ASMR like sandwiches, and that's really cool. I was like, oh, I want to do that, but then I also want to have like some sort of substance to my content, so I have to like differentiate myself from just like the thousands of other creators. So like, how do I do that? And I was like, oh, I kind of just understand food a lot better, like objectively, than just like your normal people. So if I can like kind of go to a Michelin star restaurant and kind of just like hold their hand and walk them through the meal, and just like talk about it like a normal person, you know, instead of just like, oh, these are like people don't know what tweezers and stuff are, like, oh, this is green because of chlorophyll or whatever. I'm just gonna say like herb oil, or like, yeah, there's a bunch of nuance that like people don't really care about, you know.
But your content's very relate. I find that your content, I've gravitated towards your content a lot because you also add in really funny humor and slight nuances.
Yeah.
Like your plate with the little chip in it. Like, I think that's hilarious.
I was
I think that's so fucking funny that you just have you plate like today. You posted a lamb chop with peri peri sauce with a breadcrumb crust on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked so nice. like just real rustic, and then it's got
Yeah.
that. Oh no, I don't think you use that plate in this video, but it's just fun, like those little nuances that you use.
People
Like it
love
makes it
that
just
plate.
funny.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
and the fact that some people still comment on your fucking videos and say, "How is the heat coming from that
That's the best, dude.
mat?"
Yeah.
I'm like, how how much patience do you have to pull off that effect? Because whenever I see that, I imagine you just going and then quickly putting it on there, taking the video, and then jumping it back on the heat.
Yeah, basically. It just also makes it's just so much easier, like editing wise too, if I just like kind of capture on my camera like what exactly I want, and then once I get it, I just like stop it, and then I'll go over to my stove and like do that. But I mean, so much of it holds heat, and it's like I'm not searing anything for 10 minutes, so it doesn't really matter if
Yeah,
I'm losing a little bit of heat. And I use an electric stove, which usually has a bad
really,
rap. Yeah, it has a bad rap because like it just doesn't have
can't
like
do it.
the
The
BTUs or
heat,
stuff, but mine gets like insanely hot, like
really.
commercial level hot. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why. I'm like, this is the hottest stove I've ever used in my life.
Do you use do you use an actual stove or one of those like portable ones that like
I
a
use an
cook
actual
mat and that
stove.
uses?
Yeah,
Really?
dude,
And it
dude.
gets that hot?
Oh yeah, and I just like keep it on hot, and it's yeah, it's like insanely hot. It'll take like a cold pan to like smoking in like less than 30 seconds. It's insane. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like I like it because I kind of just treat it as a French top. I'll just like put something on it or like take it off,
Take
you
it
know.
off.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's way too hot for a normal person. You just like burn the
Mm.
shit out of stuff. Yeah,
There
it's
is a
funny.
lot of cool, like, there's a really good like vibe happening on YouTube with food YouTubers because originally it was just Babish, like it was
Yeah.
just Babish, and now you got like a cook cold Matt, you got Josh Wiseman, who in my opinion's like he's the new Babish basically.
Yeah,
I
100%,
don't know,
dude.
is
Yeah.
that how you say his name, Josh Wiseman? Yeah,
I think
he's
so.
really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But then you got other people like I think you've done a collab with her, Lisa.
Mhm.
Lisa, is it? I don't know. I've never known how to say that. Nguyen.
Yeah, dude, that's how I
That.
thought it was pronounced. It's just I
How
guess
do
in
you pronounce it?
Vietnamese it's just Win, like WIN, Win.
Nguyen. Oh, is that it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
like her.
Win.
She obviously isn't a professional cook at all, but
Yeah.
it's funny watching her go from like how much she's progressed.
Yeah.
Like she's really cool.
She was a big
I'd love to do a
inspiration for
podcast with
me
her.
to just like stop doing 100% cooking stuff and just like do
Mm.
like I found her content so relatable, and I was like this is fun and entertaining to watch, and like obviously other people resonate with it too, and it'll just be like, oh, I cooked my first steak today or something, and it's just like it's just her like talking about it, and it's very mundane, but that's the type of
Yeah,
content I like. I like slower paced stuff, but um,
yeah.
I just have to find a mix of that and like what people like want to watch on YouTube too. So it's like I like the mundane stuff and like little jokes and stuff, but it also has to be like formatted for the internet. So it's just like hyper fast paced, you know? Like with the new
Who's your
TikTok
favorite
age.
YouTuber?
I don't watch a whole lot
Who's your
of cook.
favorite YouTuber?
I don't watch a whole lot of cooking
Oh,
stuff,
just in
but
general. Just in general.
hmm.
Because you basically, besides you, the only food YouTuber I'll watch is Have you ever seen Best Ever Food Review with
Dude,
Sunny?
he's so good. Yeah, I watched him like super
He
early on. Yeah.
he, in my opinion, it's a very big call. He just reminds me of Bourdain so much. Like
Yeah.
he just real like his vibe, and he just tries everything. And he really reminds me of Bourdain. Obviously, Mark Wiens and all that, they're amazing to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like besides that, I don't really watch many food YouTubers. Mine's Penguins,
Oh, dude,
like
I love
Charlie, Moist Critical.
Moist Critical. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
Moist Critical. He's so funny, dude. Yeah. I like him a lot. Do you ever watch Channel 5?
No.
They used to be called All Gas No Brakes, but he's really really funny too. He'll just go to like random stuff, dude. Oh snap, you still there, my guy? Oh no. He's gone.
Oh, I just cut out.
Oh man, that makes a cool noise, dude. Yeah.
Did it? What just happened on your screen?
You just like cut out. You just left for a second.
Fuck! I just had a heart attack.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
you
tried to
good, man?
click on I just tried to click on YouTube to see what channel you're talking about. I'm gonna move my mouse right
I'll send you a link. He's so yeah,
Yeah.
he's so funny because he just like goes to these events like Talladega or like he'll go to these like meme things like a punk rock festival or something and he just like records the shenanigans of people and like the way he edits it is super funny because most of the time they're just like drunk dudes and it's kind of like R-rated stuff. It's not like people getting into fights and stuff, but it's like the stuff people say when they're just like totally hammered or in their zone, you know? It's just like the funniest thing in the world, you know. It's
now, and it's
it's
called Channel Five.
it's called Channel 5 now. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my god, dude.
Right.
They have some serious stuff. Like they went to it's like a pro-choice rally. They went to the borders of Ukraine. That one was wild because it's a lot more like serious tone, but it's just like memey stuff. Dude, Filthy Frank used to be the best.
Filthy Frank,
I
isn't
know.
that the
Yeah.
singer? Isn't that a
Yep.
singer now? And he's
Yeah.
really good.
Joji. Yup. He's had a
I seen
wild
a
career, dude.
TikTok. I seen a TikTok yesterday of this dude playing the flute with his nose, and 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 he was such a weirdo. And then it goes, and this is the same person, and it puts on his most famous song. I
Yeah.
don't know what Joji's most famous song, but he has a beautiful voice.
Yeah. He's got a great
And
voice.
it's like, and I was looking in the comments, I'm like, that's not real.
Yeah.
And they're like, Filthy Frank back at it again. I was like, oh my god, what the
Yeah.
hell?
Did
What
you
a
watch
career.
Filthy Frank back in the day?
No,
Oh
I
my
didn't know.
god.
I just
Yeah.
thought it was some meth addict.
Yeah.
I didn't know. He was
Basically,
just this weird dude.
he has like the most and it's not even like it's kind of edgy because he talks about like suicide and stuff, but he's not like going around like punching people in the face, like doing random shit. But he had like he would make the edgiest like content, and it's really funny to go back and watch. But this was like maybe 10 or 7 years ago. He was at like his peak, and like YouTube's a lot more advertiser friendly now. But he was just doing like
Oh,
the
YouTube was the fucking
funniest
Wild
shit.
West back in the
Yeah,
day.
dude. Yeah.
YouTube used to be the. I remember the moment my friend told me about YouTube. I remember the exact place I was. I remember I was in primary school, and my friend we were hot glue gunning something in class. It was like year 5, and so we were really young, year 4, year 5, and we were hot glue gunning shit. And my mate comes up to me, he's like, "Dude, there's this thing you go on, and like there's videos on it, but they're fucking like it was all jackass type of stuff. It was people
Yeah.
getting fucked up,
Yeah.
and it was just crazy shit." And I was like, "What's it called?" He's like, "It's YouTube," and all of a sudden, that YouTube's always been my biggest obsession. I've never been heaps big on Facebook, Instagram. I get in massive holes with YouTube because it
Same,
just takes me
dude.
down rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Mm. Like you'll be up at 3 in the morning learning about beluga whales and then you'll be
It's the
watching
best.
a Vice documentary,
Yeah.
and then you'll be like, I'm not Hamilton's. Have you seen Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia? I think it's Pharmacopoeia.
Sounds so familiar. I haven't
Where he
seen it
goes-
though.
He goes around in different countries and experiences their like hallucinogenic rituals.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So like he'll go to a country, and there was this country where they extract toad venom, and
Okay.
they smash it into their shins, and they hallucinate. But it's
Wow.
insane.
Yeah.
It's like old school Vice. Vice used to be amazing.
Yeah. So Channel 5 is like I think he used to work for Vice, but he does very similar content. Kind of like that. It's a little bit more like R-rated, I would say, but it's just like pure meme after meme of just like these normal life people, and it's some of the funniest things ever. But cooking wise, I like Ethan Chlebowski a lot. and then a guy named Brian Lagerstone. They're just very nerdy about stuff. So things like bread and
Very
pizza.
technical.
Yeah, I like that. You know, they do a lot of experiments and stuff, and I was like, I really appreciate their work a lot. Other than that, I don't really watch a lot of cooking or food related stuff. If I'm looking for like a
You have to
specific
take a
recipe, I
break.
will. Yeah,
Mm. But do you go down like rabbit holes? Like I go down rabbit holes with
yeah.
like just not even a dish or a cuisine, just a certain item like a dough, like a
Hmm.
pizza dough, like the perfect. Like you got to get your hydration right.
Yeah.
And then but the best thing about not being in the kitchen and doing what you're doing is you have the time to kind of perfect things.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
pizza's like a really big thing of mine right now. Yeah, I would say I've gotten like pretty decent at it, but there's just like, because dough's a living product, there's just so much you can learn about it. Like different
Is that
flours.
uni good?
Oh, the uni's great. Yeah, man. It's
Is it?
it's it's wicked, dude. I love it. I think it was like 450 or something like that. I do wish
Mm.
it was like the wood burning version, but I think that was like twice the price. But yeah, the uni's
Is
sick.
there a wood burning version of the uni?
I think there is. Yeah, it might be the
Yeah,
other
right.
brand, but I'm pretty sure there's a wood burning version of the uni.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would. There's just something so special about the flavor that
it's
would
it's insane, dude.
like gives to pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
eating pizza in New York was a big like. mm, it was just very enjoyable. Maybe not so much like a like revelation, but it was just so fun. Like going into different slice shops. Each one had their own different vibe. They do things differently. It was just like kind of a master class of just getting schooled by like shop after shop after shop. And I went to like all the most popular ones and strictly New York style. Like I didn't do Neapolitan because I was like, oh, every city in
New York
America.
style is what? New York style is what?
New York style is very thin crust, like super thin crust. The one that's cut into like very big like triangles.
Massive
Yeah,
one
but
bite
it's
only.
yeah, basically yeah. He does a lot of that stuff. Yeah, dude, Dave Portnoy. Yeah,
Did you
um,
see him at the fights?
I did. Yeah, actually, yeah. Like Patty Bimblett and they were jumping on him. I was like, is that Dave
Yeah,
Portnoy? I was like, I didn't know he was like
yeah.
in their squad or whatever. That was funny. Yeah, but just being able to eat all
So
that
you
food is
toured, yeah.
awesome. Yeah. Um, New
That's
York's
the thing.
fucking
So
sick.
where are you based?
I live in Memphis,
Like,
Tennessee. So that is
Is that Massachusetts? Oh, Tennessee.
yeah, so
That's
I live like a couple hours away from Nashville.
you, Memphis has amazing barbecue, doesn't it?
It has very good barbecue. We're very like old school though. There's not like a just very like dated barbecue. There's not like any badass chefs coming here and like trying to do new stuff. Like we have one tasting menu restaurant to like put it into
Really?
perspective in
No
Memphis. Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Whereas like in Chicago, even like the casual places did like tasting menus.
Yeah.
So it's like
Everywhere
hundreds and
here does it.
hundreds. Yeah, 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 yeah. So geographically, it's kind of like south of the Midwest. So it's like southern. It's like the mid South is what people call it. So we're pretty close to like a
How
lot of
far from
places.
Austin would it be?
Austin's like 8 hours away, 9 hours away.
What
Yeah.
the fuck,
I'm
really?
gonna yeah, I'm
No
not going to
shit.
Austin, but I'm going to Dallas like very, very soon. And it's gonna be like a six and a
What's your
half hour drive.
neighboring state?
Arkansas, Mississippi. Um, what are the other ones? That's a good question. I'd have to look it up because
There's
Tennessee's very
nothing to
like
do in Arkansas,
it's
is it?
long. Yeah, not really, dude.
Sorry
No.
about if I'm interrupting because usually I do my podcast in person. That's what
Yeah,
the whole jazz is.
yeah,
But so with this, there's not a delay, but because I'm talking to you like from like the internet, there's not a delay. But like I feel like sometimes I might need to repeat myself or
yeah.
say something again.
No, you're
But
not talking
so if
over
I'm
me, man.
talking,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm just heaps conscious of it because
yeah,
I've never used it before.
yeah.
But yeah, my auntie lives in Arizona,
Nice, dude. Nice.
so
That's like right next to
Apparently
California.
it's nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's like right
Really?
next to California. Yep, Arizona's very far from like where we are. Like I'm closer to the East Coast. I'm closer to Florida. Like Arizona would be like a 30-hour drive. It's very far.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
When did you say you were going to Dallas?
Um, dude, in like the next 2 days or something. Yeah.
I was
Do you
gonna
know?
say there's a UFC event there next week.
Oh, really? The who's on that card?
Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, that's
Amanda
right.
Nunes
That's
is
right.
fighting.
That fight
Yeah.
was wild. The first one, uh, I just
Yeah.
like rewatched it recently, and I was like, dude, that was a fucking slugfest. We'll see.
Yeah, you should go.
Yeah, yeah, that would be sick, dude. Um, I'm gonna go for a couple days, eat some barbecue spots, and then, do you know Salt Bay?
Yes, you're not gonna go to Nazareth, are you?
Oh, is that what
No
it's called?
way.
I am to film a video though.
To hate on it?
No, I try not. I try not to like hate on my
You
content.
try to be objective.
Yeah, honestly, like my expectations aren't like flavor wise. Like I kind of am like, oh, this should be like above average. But I saw
It's a
some of the
spectacle.
prices. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking wild, dude. Like,
What's his name? Oh, he's massive. Is it Nick G.
yep,
Giovanni?
yeah.
I was watching his videos on it, and I've seen a lot of TikToks on it, and it just looks so overpriced for what it is.
Dude, it gets crazy because like the stuff that you're paying for, like, oh, dude, there's like shit in the $1,000 ranges, which is wild. But like the stuff that's like $400,000, it's just covered in like edible gold leaf. So that's just like
Yeah,
stupid, but it's
you
like,
could
oh,
go.
that's why it's thousands, you know?
You could go buy like a A5 Japanese, like, or
Yeah.
you could buy like a piece of Kobe beef for
Yeah.
like $300 for a
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So I think the cheapest steak they have on their menu is like $80. I might go one above that. Um, but I also bought like my own edible leaf that just like came in the mail the other day, like edible gold leaf. So I'm just gonna like bring that with and just like make my own steak there. And not pay like the $4,000. But yeah, price wise, it's definitely expensive. But the only ludicrous ones are the gold covered shit. And I'm like, I like even for the
When does he come out and cut it?
I
At
don't
what
know.
price point? Or does
'Cause
he
he-
have to be? Oh, he obviously has to be there. He can't just fucking teleport. Is it?
Yeah,
Is he like
he's
is
got like
he
10
like-
places. Yeah, I think any of the gold covered ones he'll come out and do it. Um, yeah,
just fly there?
I know. Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, I'm hoping they do it for like there's a tomahawk that's like 160 or 180, and I was like, okay, like I could do that because one, I'm gonna eat it, and two, like the video would pay for itself, hopefully, you know. But I was like, oh, this,
Meat's nice. It's never not gonna be nice. It's just
Yeah.
depends on like the quality of the meat more than anything. Like it's hard to mess up a steak.
yeah. So yeah, as long as it's grilled, I was like, that's fine, dude. And it's like got enough salt on it. I was like, I'm not gonna complain about it, you know. I'm gonna eat it. Be super happy about it. So yeah, hopefully
get
bang that out in
noticed
the
now?
next 2 days. Do I have what?
Do you get noticed like in public?
Um,
Have you had like a moment where you're like, whoa, I have fans?
yeah. I get noticed like quite a bit, especially in New York. Like it happened a lot. I think I just have to. You have to be in an area where like your demographic is. So like where 18 to like 35-year-old people hang out, and just like obviously the more people like New York, it's just like a zoo of people. So yeah, and I mean I wear the same hat and glasses everywhere, so it's like, oh, it's basically what I look like on TV is like what I look like in real life, you know. It's like if you see a dude in shorts and sandal with like this hat is probably me. So yeah, no like
Yeah,
weird
that's
encounters
insane.
or anything. Yeah, I love talking to I really enjoy talking to people, and it's really cool. Just
It would get to a point though when you get to another like you're like the next tier of fame.
yeah,
Where it's almost overwhelming. Like you're at probably that really cool phase at the moment where it's nice to be recognized.
Yeah. No, no one's like interrupting me during dinner or anything, you know. That would be that
I
would be
had a
annoying,
moment the
yeah.
other day. I had a moment the other day at work, and it's so insignificant. I only have like fucking, I don't even know, like 70 subscribers, and but I'm getting relatively good views for a long format podcast. Like I'm getting like 500 views or 350 on average for a video, but for an hour podcast, it's not too bad. And the
Yeah.
other day, someone came into my work and they said, "Is your name Sav?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I listened to your podcast," and my eyes were like,
Dude, that's sick. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, "That's so cool." It's
Yeah.
such a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's super
yeah. No,
wicked
look
because
forward to
it's
that.
like yeah, that's how like I want to be. I want to be known as like an approachable person. Like relatable is like what I go for in my content, especially like as I'm starting to do more like vlogs and like best pizza in New York type videos. Like I want to like a relatable aspect to it where it's like, oh, the like the stuff I find in like my short form content, like I want that in my long form as well where it's like, oh, it's like a pizza tour video, but it's also like a semi vlog and like there's jokes and like hijinks and just like talking to
Mm.
random people in it. Like I think that's like the coolest thing in the world, you know.
Are you still going to Thailand
Yeah,
to
that's
do
gonna
that?
be
Were you
that's gonna
going
be
to
in
Thai?
November. Yeah,
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
beginning of
that's going to be
November.
awesome. Me and my fiance, we're planning on going to Southeast Asia very soon.
Dude, that'll be sick. Is the how much are the flights for you? It's gotta be like considerably cheaper, right?
Dirt cheap, dirt
Really,
cheap.
like four
I
hundred.
think to return flight to Thailand, so
Mm-hmm.
back and forth, I got quoted for $600 American there and back,
Yeah,
which I
that's
think's pretty good.
yeah,
But
that's
like
awesome.
Indonesia, way cheaper. Indonesia's like, I don't know, 6 hours away.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's sick, dude. That
But
would
where
be
I really want to go to Thailand. I want to go to Thailand, and then from Thailand, I want to go to the Philippines.
yeah, dude. That'll be so sick. Are you gonna combo them?
Oh yeah, you might as well because it's so
Yeah,
close.
right.
Or even like Vietnam. Vietnam would be amazing. Because I purely travel for food,
Yep.
so I like obviously experiencing the culture and partying and this and that. But like I would love to experience Thai and Vietnamese like really authentic Thai. When you watch Mark Wiens and that Strictly Dumpling and like Sunny from Best Ever Food Review, you see this food and you're like, it's just perfect. Like it's just what you want and you crave it.
Yeah, the street food is just like next level because you don't really have anything like
Mm.
that in America, anyways. You know, we have like food truck cities, but that's just like that's not the same. I was like, Thailand
See, we
looks
don't even have that here.
insane. Really? Yeah.
Mm. We don't have like a massive street food truck culture here. It's more restaurants and pubs. Like I don't know what you call them over there.
Uh,
Do you have pubs?
we just call them like dive bars. We'll call them pubs
Dive
too.
bar.
Yeah. Dive bars is just like smaller, like just a neighborhood like joint. Yeah.
Yeah, like we have a really massive pub culture here.
Yeah.
Like, and there's always good food. Like, not always, but if you go to a good pub, it's got good food.
Yeah.
It's just heaps of beer. Like, it's
Yeah.
good vibes.
Dude,
But
that
yeah,
sounds
I've never done Southeast Asia, so we're looking at that,
yeah.
and
That'll
we're
be
looking at
so fun.
Japan.
Oh, dude, both of those are going to be insane. Japan's going to be, I think, like quite a bit more expensive. But you got time to figure it out. I don't know if they're letting people like in yet. I think they said they were starting
Really?
to, but yeah, they were blocked off for a really long time just because they take like it very seriously over there. So like COVID.
Mm.
Hmm.
Japan's my like ideal. Like that's probably Japan or South Korea is like my dream to go to.
Yeah, I think yeah, Japan is like the mecca, dude. I know a lot of people want to like come to America and stuff, but Japan is just like another world. But so is Europe, I guess. But like Europe and
Europe's nice.
yeah, Europe and America have a lot of
Mm.
similarities where it's just like, dude, you go to like No, there's nothing like Japan. Like none of Southeast Asia is like Japan, Even
Mm.
South Korea,
It's
it's like that'd probably be the closest thing to Japan, but it's just yeah, they're just on another level. They're like their own they're literally their own little island, which is awesome.
yeah, yeah. Have you ever been?
Yeah, I was actually born there. But I
You were
moved
born in
here.
Japan.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a Navy brat, so my dad's American. But I moved here to like the burbs of Chicago when I was 8 years old. And I've been back once since. I think I was like 22 or 23. I went for like 3 weeks. Visited my mom because she still lives over there. And she lives in the countryside. But even then, I was like, this is crazy. Like, Japan's just like, yeah, it's total like culture shock culture shock, but like not in a sense because it's also a first world country. So um, it's
Is the
very
food
nice.
as good as it is? The food culture there as good as it looks?
Oh yeah, food culture is insane there. Yeah,
Mm.
for sure. It's
I
probably
remember the. Sorry, you continue. Sorry, continue.
yeah. I was saying I think it's probably the best in near Tokyo. Um, I don't know where the soil is the best in Japan. Maybe just like all throughout, but they're known to have just very good like produce, fruit in particular. And there's just like a respect over there, like a general respect that's
That's the
just like
thing is,
yeah,
it's just the work ethic. I feel like
yeah.
they could have the worst soil in the world, but
Hmm.
their work ethic and their dedication to craft over there is just unmatched to
Yeah.
anything, to
Yep.
fabric, to food,
Hmm.
anything.
And you
Because they
see it at
do it
all
till they
different
die.
levels
They
too.
don't switch jobs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I remember when. No, no, continue.
Oh, sorry, man. I was gonna say you even see it in fast food. Like they're just very respectful and like yeah, I would say like highly respectful. Almost kind of like anti-American where people over here like overly opinionated, you know? And it's like
Mm.
most of the time we're wrong. But it's like, well, you have freedom of speech, whatever, like it's just like yeah, it's crazy. People are very like very opinionated over here. And there's just like kind of a disregard for like the well-being of others. Where in Japan it's like a lot of it is because like oh that's the way it is, but if you act respectful all the time, just naturally you'll like internalize it. So you will be just like
Mm.
respectful and grateful in that sense. So it's like an
Mm.
anti-America, which is nice.
Yeah, it's it's just so respectful. I remember the moment I fell in love with Japanese food. I think it was like 3 years ago. Me and my fiance went to. I'm not sure if you're familiar with like the geography of Australia.
Yeah,
Melbourne. Yeah,
Melbourne.
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 Melbourne's like the food capital of Australia.
Oh,
Like
nice.
Melbourne's a melting pot. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Like if you ever came to Australia, you need to go to Melbourne because the food there is insane. The CBD in the city. We went to this restaurant called Ishizuka. It cost us $380 per person, so it cost me about $1,000 this meal all up. It was like it was her birthday, so
Yeah.
we went and ate at this really nice restaurant. It was built inside a lantern, underground, only 10-seater. They cooked it all in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing. But then I went and got a in your currency it would be like an $8 bowl of ramen.
Wow,
After
that's
like
super
after
cheap. Mm-hmm.
so it would have been like $15 Australian. That shit all over that meal.
Yeah.
Like that $15 bowl of ramen. It was a perfect tonkatsu ramen. Like it was so thick.
Yeah.
The broth was so nice. Noodles were handmade. Everything was handmade, and it was so cheap. And we ate this, and it just killed this $1,000 meal. It was like this $15 bowl of ramen
Yeah.
was like the nicest experience I've ever had.
Dude, ramen
And
is fucking next level. Ramen's so good.
we don't have it where I'm like in South Australia. We don't have a huge Japanese community,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't have good ramen. but that one bowl of ramen, I've just been chasing it for the last 4 years. I'm like, I can't beat it. Like,
Yeah.
you know when something just lives in your head rent
Yeah.
free, like a meal. Yeah, it's ramen for me.
Those are the best. Have you tried making a tonkotsu? Because I would say that's probably one of the more like approachable broths to make.
No, I've never. I've watched 2 million videos on it. I've just never got around to making it. Because if I do it, I want to make the noodles, and then I
Yeah.
want to like, you know what I mean? Like it's a whole
Yeah.
day process for me. Like it'll be
Yeah.
a whole
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
day process.
Making the noodles are that's like next level. It's
And
just so
yeah,
much
because then you
work
got to
that
get
goes into it.
alkaline flour and all this shit. Like it's a lot of
Yep.
work.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm.
There's like a little mini ramen movement here in America where it's just like it's getting to like a Michelin star level. It's just very
Really?
nuanced. It's not necessarily like more delicious, but it's just more like nuanced is the way like I would describe it.
Attention to
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just like the way that meat is cooked, it's just very like it's awesome and it's more or less like the same price as like the lesser quality. I call them like dirty bowls, like tonkotsu and stuff, like a spicy miso tonkotsu. Like that's my favorite style because it's just like it's delicious. Like I don't have to think about how awesome it
It's
is,
just
you
so
know.
heartwarming. Like
Yeah.
so just
Yeah.
filling. I'm not a heaps massive fan of shoyu.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just
Yeah.
maybe haven't had a great shoyu yet.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Tonkatsu for me, it's just so. I've never had a tsukomen as well. Is it tsukomen
Oh,
where you dip it?
it's so good, dude.
Mm.
Sukamen or Scamen? Most people say Sukamen. Yeah,
I think it's tsukomen. Yeah,
yeah. Um,
yeah, yeah. I've seen you post about it recently.
oh, it's so good, dude. That's my favorite style because, like tonkotsu, they're both very like heavy and intense in flavor. Whereas like shoyu is just like you're trying to let like the broth of the chicken shine through, which is like awesome, but it's very like light. You're kind of meant to like drink the whole bowl and like not feel disgusting afterwards. But sukamen is just like
Yeah,
a very kind of like a very fishy version of tonkotsu. Like you can have different like
yeah,
broths and stuff. But yeah, it's just like very intense and salty, and those are the
pungent.
flavors that I lean towards. Just like soul food. I was like, this is just awesome. You know, I don't have to think about it. It's
Mm.
just like this is delicious, and that's
Yeah,
the food like
ramen's
I gravitate
amazing.
towards. Yeah, dude.
And then
Yeah, yeah,
I went down a sushi rabbit hole not too long ago as well, where I was just obsessed with sushi. Like
yeah.
years ago, I watched this documentary. Have you seen? You would have seen Zero
Mm-hmm.
Dreams of Sushi. Like that documentary years ago just sent me down a spiral with sushi, and that
Dude,
was
that
one of the first reasons I wanted to go to Japan.
yeah, that was pre Chef's Table too. Like that was,
Hmm.
I think
That was the
I
original.
yeah, I think they started Chef's Table. I think it's like the same producers, but yeah, I was like,
It is
whoa.
the same producer because it's filmed the same. Like you get
Yeah,
the same vibe from it. It's very well filmed. That
yeah,
guy was made to film chefs. He was built for it.
yeah. Do you plan on coming to the U.S. anytime? Like next year, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe with me and my we like to travel a lot, so we'll
Yeah,
see. US is an expensive holiday, so
yeah.
maybe like a year or two. Because if you go to the US, you're not going to go for 1 or 2 weeks. We're going to stay for a month or
Oh,
like
that would be.
6 weeks.
Yeah, that would be
There's just
sick,
too
dude.
much to see. There's no point going for 2 weeks because there's just so much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I ever come, I'll hit you up.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I would recommend, just like as a non-American, New York and or LA are like
Hmm.
you'll get the yeah, those two are the meccas. Like as much as I love Chicago, Chicago's more just like an awesome place to like settle down and like live your
Hmm.
life. Whereas like New York and LA are so busy. I would say New York over LA because like you don't really need a car in New York. And if you do need to get anywhere, you can kind of Uber. Whereas like LA is such a bitch because like you need a car to get to like other parts of LA. Like there's Hollywood, Beverly Hills, like West Hollywood, Santa Monica, and it's like you just need a car to get anywhere, and that's why like there's so much traffic there. and you're just like
Mm.
sitting in your car like in traffic. But the
Yeah, there's
weather's
a
like
lot to see.
ridiculous. Yeah,
There's a lot.
yeah.
I just gotta quickly go to the bathroom. I'll be back in
Dude,
one
me too,
second.
actually. Hell yeah, dude.
No, perfect. All right, I'll see you soon. Sheesh.
Yeesh. Yo, is there
Oh,
you said you travel mostly for food?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
oh,
Oh,
me too,
for
dude.
food. When I was younger, I used to travel to party a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I did all the Greek islands. My family are from Greece and Cyprus, so
That's
we're
awesome.
Greek. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm first generation Australian. So the food is like I don't know. I don't, like Greek food's amazing, but I'm just so used to it that it's just food to me,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So when I went to Greece and Cyprus, I didn't really feel like I experienced anything amazing because it's just what I eat anyway, kind of thing. Like my mum's an amazing. She's just the stereotypical Greek mum. Like she's always cooking and
That's
like
awesome. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But Belgium was nice. The food in Belgium was so nice.
Some
I
dooners. Is it
actually,
pronounced dooner?
I'm not sure,
Doner.
but
I call them doner
it's the
kebabs, but
funniest, the
yeah.
fun donor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Belgium. Funnily enough, the best meal I had was this Five Guys.
The burger chain?
Five Guys, yeah, they
Dude,
have Five Guys there. We
that's
don't have it here.
hilarious. Yeah, yeah.
We don't have any good burger chains here. We only have McDonald's in Australia.
Really?
I
Yeah.
think you call it Burger King, but in Australia it's called Hungry Jack's.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
so it's the same company, but
yeah.
they call it Hungry Jack's here.
That's so funny. Dude, I
Yeah,
bet
that's it.
yeah, I bet Five Guys in Belgium was like next level. That's
You
awesome.
got to order like, I think I had a double cheeseburger with mushrooms
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's so. But the burgers in America are like unmatched. So to you it'd be normal, but for us it's like you use to like a McDonald's burger and it's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, yeah, we still have like McDonald's and stuff, so yeah, we get that. Dude, everyone here loves burgers. It's probably one of my favorite foods. It's just like cheese and meat and buns and whatever the fuck you want
what's
to
your
put on.
best burger chain if you had to pick?
So the two biggest ones here is like a big battle between In and Out and Shake Shack. Um, Shake Shack's a New York thing, and then In and Out is like a West Coast, like California thing.
I've heard a lot about In and Out.
Yeah, it's very hard to compare the two because they're not like similar at all. Shake Shack is more like higher end, but like it's still fast food. So the quality is, in the flavor is just so much better. But In and Out is like open 24, almost like 24/7, and it's like half the price. So you can get like, they call it like a double animal style. That just means like it's got caramelized onions and mustard and like their like special sauce on it. You can get that, fries, and a milkshake for like $10. Whereas like that would cost you like $22 at like a Shake Shack. Yeah.
And isn't Whataburger really good as well?
Oh yeah, Whataburger's funny. Whataburger's definitely like the less good version of In and Out. And that's like a Texas slash Southern thing. And then the Midwest is known for burgers as well. So we have a chain called like Culver's, which I'm a huge fan of, but Shake Shack Shake Shack is everywhere, dude. There's like Shake Shacks in California. It's in like all the big cities. They're just like it's uh it's the same dude who founded 11 Madison Park is like the founder of Shake Shack. So like he understands
Really?
marketing and stuff. Yeah, insane, right? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Danny Meyer, dude, is his name. It's fucking hilarious, dude. Yeah. Um,
That's such a different
yeah.
like it's so weird.
Yeah. So it's just like a higher end burger, and it's like they use better beef, better buns. It's just a yeah. It's just more delicious, but um, In and Out is just like In and Out's kind of got a cult following just for like
Yeah.
that's where everyone goes after they're done drinking and shit. And it's just like
Mm.
food does taste better like when you're super hungry and dehydrated and like you're just having a great time anyways. Like you go in and
What
it's kind
is
of
the
like a
go-to?
zoo.
Like, what's your go-to in America? What's the go-to drunk? Is it In and Out when you're hammered at night, like 2 in the morning? Is it always In and Out?
Ooh, that's a good question because In-N-Out's really only on the West Coast, mostly in California. I think there's one in Las Vegas, but um, that's a good question, dude. Like in New York, it would definitely be pizza, or
Mm-hmm.
they have this like street carts where they'll do like halal chicken over rice with like white sauce and like hot sauce. That's awesome. But
That's funny. What did you call it?
yeah, the
What did
white
you?
sauce.
Oh, no, white sauce. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like. Is it garlic sauce? Like, does it have yogurt and garlic?
No, this one's more like it's like closer to American Ranch than it is like Tomb.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We have like a Add Dirty feast in Australia is called an AB. I don't know why it's called an AB. A lot of people say it stands for abortion. A lot of people say it stands for atomic bomb.
Yeah.
It's like so you get fries, chips, like fries. I don't know. You call them fries, don't you?
Yeah.
So in Australia we call them chips.
Yeah,
So
I'll call them
you get
chips
your
too,
chips.
yeah.
You put heaps of seasoned salt on them, and then you
Mm.
put like gyros meat on it. I don't know what you call it, like kebab meat.
Yeah, we
Like
call them
you
euros,
shave
yeah.
like lamb and gut and chicken. You put that on top of the chips, and
That
then you
sounds
put
insane.
garlic sauce, like tzatziki. You
Yeah.
put tzatziki,
Oh, that sounds so good.
hot sauce, and barbecue sauce, and that's like the go-to drunk food in Australia.
And barbecue sauce, that's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be garlic, or usually it's garlic, ketchup, and tomato, but you can squeeze in some hot sauce as well.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Mm,
In America, it's just like anything fast food. So like McDonald's is big. Taco Bell, people love Taco Bell when it's like
never tried it. We don't have it here.
it's I don't want to say it's bad because
Travel.
it's just like its own thing. Yeah, it's like it's Tex-Mex, so it's like it's very not Mexican at all. It's like corn shells and it's like lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese. Like there's no cilantro. Like their hot sauces are different. It's just its own thing. It's more like nachos and stuff than it is like Mexican food. No,
Mm.
it's weirdly great. Yeah, you just get like it just messes up your stomach. It's like I don't know what's in it or like how long it's been sitting around, but like it always just messes with everyone's stomach. So yeah, fast
Yeah,
food is the joint.
we don't really have a Mexican food's definitely something that I need. I've never tried
Oh
proper Mexican food
yeah,
ever, and it's a shame because it's my flavor profile is really punchy, like garlic, real like real punchy flavors, and
mm-hmm.
my favorite flavor profile is tart food, really sour, like
Yeah,
anything sour.
yeah,
Just that's my and so that's basically Mexican. I love cilantro. Oh, you call it cilantro, we call it coriander. I
yeah.
love coriander.
Same thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I loved. I went to a Mexican restaurant in Queensland once. It's up top of Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to like a proper Mexican restaurant and ate proper Mexican food for the first time. We got like ceviche, um,
Oh, it sounds
proper
so good.
tacos,
Yeah.
and it was just amazing. It was just like I've never tried this before. These flavors are so nice.
It's so good. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Thai, Chinese, and Thai, Chinese, Indian, and Mexican are like my favorite cuisines, and they're all, like you said, very punchy. Like lots of spices, like lots of umami going on. And there's so much
Just
crossover.
offensive raw,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
offensive flavors like raw garlic, raw
yep,
ginger, raw chilies,
yeah,
just
dude.
just yeah, punchy flavors.
So much crossover too, like cilantro, mint, basil, cinnamon, and cumin and
Mm.
everything, like bunch of chilies and everything. Um, yeah, dude, no, definitely like I don't go and eat like a lot of French food anymore. I'm just like, yeah, like lemons
It's
and
so
caviar,
it's yeah,
cool,
it's
you know,
just
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's not a thing. I only just got into Chinese food again because Chinese food is the most. It's the most beautiful food when you eat authentic Chinese food, but it gets fucking appropriated so much by
Yeah.
Western culture
Yeah.
that there's so much bad Chinese food around.
Mm-hmm.
Like if
Mm-hmm.
you go to a Chinese restaurant and it has like honey chicken, it's gonna be delicious, but it's not
Yeah.
Chinese food. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like there's just and it's just so different.
We call it American Chinese food here. It's just like its own thing, but yeah, it's like
Mm.
just super sweet and stuff. Like Panda Express is a big thing here, and like
I've seen a lot about
yeah,
Panda
I
Express.
love Panda Express, but it's like American Chinese and fast food. It's like it's nothing like real Chinese food, but it's not like
Apparently, the orange
supposed to
chicken's
be.
bomb
Yeah.
as fuck.
Oh, it's so fucking good, dude. Yeah, it's like
Orange
orange
chicken.
chicken, like honey walnut shrimp, and it's like, dude, it's yeah, it's next level. Panda Express is dope, dude. Yeah, you're gonna have a field day with fast food when you come here, man.
Oh fuck! I'll gain so much weight.
Yeah, dude.
My favorite is trash sushi. My favorite like trash meal is
Yep.
just trash sushi. Just a roll, just a perfect roll of sushi, just like a perfect circle, with with just tempura in it. It's
Yep,
like,
dude,
yeah,
it's the best, man. I love all like the mayo and the sauce, the
yeah.
dragon sauce. I'm like, oh, this stuff's so good, dude. Yeah,
Trash food's amazing. People get so like so uppity about. They think because you know how to cook that you just always eat exquisite food.
I know.
All the
Yeah,
chefs I know, all the
yep,
chefs I know have fucking disgusting diets. Like, because
yep.
they finish work at midnight, the only thing opens like a fast food joint, or when you go home, you're not going to be cooking yourself like a 300 gram steak. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, just peanut butter sandwiches and leftover pizza, man, and like chips and stuff. Yeah, trash food's like the best. It's so good, and like you said, every that's what like every chef eats. It's so good, dude. Have you seen the Bear on
No,
oh,
no.
have you heard of it?
I've seen something about it on TikTok.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's a great show. It's about this dude, like super young, like hyper talented chef, but he's like super young and he comes back to run his like older brother's Italian beef shop, which is just like in Chicago and it's very just like a grimy place and it's a lot of like it's a very good like chef show. It's a lot of it some of it's over exaggerated, but like there's so much like good chef stuff in there. And
What's
one of
it on?
this, it's. Do you guys have Hulu over there?
No, I think. Oh, I think we have like a different thing, same name.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think because I've seen someone in Australia watching that, and if
Mm-hmm.
not, I can just download it.
Yeah, so it's on FX. Hulu is like the other big streaming thing. I don't think it's on Netflix, because usually they have like different agreements and stuff. But
The
yeah, there's
bear.
this one scene where he just gets off and like gets off of work and he goes home, opens up a bag of Doritos, a Coke, and then makes himself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I was like, yeah, that's relatable. Like, I would be eating like leftover fried chicken or something like that. But I was like,
What's the
yeah,
bloke?
I get it.
Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper has a nice chef movie. What's
Yeah,
that fucking movie?
it's
Is
I.
it called Burn?
It's called Burnt. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, that's a good movie. It's not too bad. It's very exaggerated, like the
Yeah,
sabotage and all that. It's a bit. It's obviously dramatized, but it's a good
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, the bear is like a better version of that. It's a lot more like fun and funny. Um, it's
Is it a
not
comedy?
it's not a comedy by any means. No, it's not like Whites or something like that. But it's just like the dialogue's really funny because like the main character's like uncle is make the main character's older cousin. He's just like a wannabe Italian like gangster dude and like living in Chicago. So he's yeah, he just like talks like he's kind of hard and he's just like making fun of Noma and like tweezers and stuff and it's like God, it's so funny, dude. Like the jokes and the quips in it. If you can find it, great show. Like there's like
I'll find it after
yeah,
this. Yeah, I'll
It's
find it after we do this. Maybe I'll watch a few episodes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think you'll know by like episode 1 if you want to like keep watching it or not. But yeah, it's sick. A lot of my buddies like were big into it because like it takes place in Chicago. But yeah, overall like great show. Like it's pretty thought provoking too. There's a lot of aspects where I'm just like I think it's a lot more layered than like people would realize, especially if you're not in the industry. Like
Mm.
like some of it might go over your head. Like, yeah, it's pretty like intense scene. Like there's a lot of like plate throwing and shit like that. Just like a lot
They're
of like
intense. Yeah, like
meltdowns.
it's an
Yeah,
intense chicken. Like
yeah,
kitchens are an intense place. My
yeah.
favorite hospitality movie of all time is Waiting.
Oh, Waiting's such
Have,
a good movie. Yeah,
have you've seen Waiting?
yeah. Waiting's great, dude.
It's like obviously over exaggerated, but
Mm-hmm.
people don't understand when you're working with these people for 13, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. You form these weird bonds and you have to make your own fun. And it's obviously, there's nothing to that extent going, or there shouldn't be anything to that extent going on. But like, some weird shit happens in restaurants that just no one would know about.
Yeah, it's man,
Yeah.
it's so fun. You said you don't work in restaurants anymore.
No, I have a fish and chip shop now. So me and my sister have our own business. Yeah,
No way, dude. Yeah.
yeah. So we have we are very fortunate. It's very busy. But my parents, when they moved over to Australia, they started doing fish and chips. So I've been like in the back of shop since I was born. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot more profitable, a lot more better hours, and
Awesome.
yeah,
I was gonna
mm,
ask you about that. Yeah, that was really my main gripe with the industry. Everyone says like, "Oh, it's a terrible business." It's not like a secret or anything that like you only find out after you've been working for 10 years. It's like right away you kind of know like the profit margins are like dog shit and stuff.
you
But
have to
I
love it.
Yeah, you have to love it. I'm glad it's like one, it's profitable, but two, you don't have to be there. I assume like you don't have to be there 100 hours a week, you know.
That's the thing. When I was cooking in fine dining, the best restaurant I worked at was in Sydney, Australia. I was working at a resort, and the resort was called Walgan Valley, and like the restaurant would have been equivalent to a 3 Michelin starred restaurant, but we couldn't get graded because we were in a resort.
Wow,
But
yeah.
like the menu changed every day. Um, like we had to be 2 days ahead before work every morning at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. You'd go to the garden to pick out whatever you were going to use for the day because we had like a
Wild. Yeah.
acreage like farm. It was wild, and I just hadn't experienced this level of cooking yet, and I was like, this is so overwhelming. And I
Mm-hmm.
stayed there for a year, but I was pulling like 90-hour weeks every week,
Yeah.
and I wasn't earning the best money. And I was like, fuck, I just need to, like, I've done this for so long now. It'd be
Yeah.
nice just to have like a night off every now and then.
Yeah. Back to
But
back
yeah,
to
you
back,
can't.
they
It's
get
not
so hard.
sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Mm-hmm.
sustainable.
Yeah.
But like you'd have some pretty, like you'd have free time now, and you'd actually be like, or you can get out and about and eat for a living. That's like the dream.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Mm.
think that's a good experience, but it's definitely like a trade off. Like you trade off a year of your life. You're still getting paid and stuff, and like the hours do add up, especially if you get overtime. Like that's a big thing here in America now. Like no unpaid stages, like no free internships. Like everyone's getting paid. Like everyone's getting paid overtime. Just a lot of like lawsuits and stuff over here over that. Like big names too, like Thomas Keller. Like his name's
No
always
shit.
in that stuff.
He's getting done, is he?
Yeah, but he's like, yeah, it's like all those like 3 Michelin star spots. Like there'll be lawsuits against them for like unpaid wages and stuff. But
I
he's
don't know
like
if I
super
don't know if I
rich.
agree with it. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with like I feel like I don't maybe that's just me because it's what I was used to when I was
Mm-hmm.
coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if you wanted to work somewhere or you wanted somewhere on your resume, you were willing to kind of do it for free
Yeah.
or whatever means necessary. But I
Yeah.
think the generation's a bit different now. Like it's a lot different with wage and all that kind of stuff now.
Yeah.
But it's the same in Australia. Like I wouldn't say the new generation's softer in kitchens,
Mm-hmm.
but they have it easier.
For sure, for
Like
sure.
it's yeah. But that's like I sound like an old man now. It's like back
Yeah,
in
right.
my day.
I know we talk about that. Yeah,
But
all
yeah,
my friends were just like, these places, you get 401k and insurance. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, dude. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you like you can do it. You understand what you're getting yourself into, but it's like if you extrapolate that and it's like, oh, if I had a restaurant, I wouldn't want to put that like I wouldn't want to put other people through that because you just realize it's not sustainable. It's like, dude, they're gonna like fizzle out. Like they'll be lucky to make it to a year, like doing back to back like 18, 16 hour shifts and like you're sleeping for 4 hours and it's just like you need mental energy, like you could do it, you can keep up physically, but your like brain is like melted all the time and you just like can't think the best. So
anything past 40 hours a week, in
yeah,
my opinion, you're not getting the best out of your worker. You're just paying them to be there. Like,
yeah,
you can push through and you'll get work done, but like the spark's gone. Like, I find like anything after 40, 45 hours, they're just there and they're on autopilot. Like, do you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
If that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. Cause yeah, it's so routine for them and it's like they don't have to think about that stuff anymore, but it's
Exactly.
just like,
You can do it
yeah,
without thinking.
yeah, it's like sad to push people to that, especially when like you're not paying them like any money, you know. Like that's
What was the
yeah.
feeling like for you when you first got like, I don't know how much you made, but like your first check where you're like, fuck, I can do this for a job. What was the feeling like when you realized?
It was pretty insane because like my growth happened really fast just because I knew like I understood YouTube like pretty well. And I was lucky enough to be early into the game. And like I knew that YouTube was the platform where like the money is. Um, so I think within like 4 months, I was like, oh, I can like keep this pace up and make 40 grand a year. And I was like, oh, that's like, I've never really made much more than that before in a year, like working way more hours. So I was doing this part
Hmm.
time, maybe like 20 hours a week or something, and making like 40 grand. And I was like, whoa, if this like keeps growing and growing, like that's sick. And I wasn't really doing anything like at the time. I had like quit the restaurant industry probably like for the second or third time, just like taking a break from it, like post COVID and stuff. Uh, but I was all I was doing was like working as a dock worker or like a forklift driver, like loading semi trucks up, and it was like good money and stuff. It was like $23 an hour to start, like full benefits, things like that. But
Hmm.
I was like working outside in the heat in like the south, so like it would be 100 degrees, like 80% humidity, 100% humidity, and I was like,
Yeah. Fuck.
whoa, this is brutal. So like it didn't take much convincing for me to just be like, okay, I'm gonna like do this. I'm gonna like dive head deep into this. So um, yeah, it was great. I don't think I had like any huge check, but it was like a slow realization where I was like, whoa, like all I need is like 40 grand. It's because I wasn't traveling at all. All I was doing was like
Hmm.
cooking and stuff, and I was being smart about like how I was buying groceries and like inventory and stuff. And I'm not like much of a gearhead, so I didn't really need that much money. But it was great. It's just like really insane. Like I have to like think about it all the time. I was like, wow, this is just such like a crazy opportunity. I call it internet money. I'm just like, dude, internet money is like, it's wild. It's just like absolutely crazy because it's like I set my own working conditions. Obviously, like I'm hard on myself just from being in restaurants, and I was like, oh, like I know how hard like I have worked before, and I probably could have even worked way harder than that when I was in
Hmm.
restaurants. But I was like, oh, like I don't want to work 80 hours a week, but at the same time I was like I can probably work more than like 40 hours a week, it's like it's a lifestyle. I'm thinking about it all the time in a good way. Like I love doing it.
You love it.
Yeah, I knew right away that I loved it. Like I love no one loves food more than me. Maybe not so much like cooking, but like the joy of like learning about food and
Yeah,
culture and like the little nuances of stuff, like just like discovering new like ingredients or like stuff that people do. Like I was just watching this video of this guy who made uh he has a shop in New York and he does Chinese hot chicken, and just like everything he did was like so different than like what you're taught. So like usually it's like a three-step breading process where it's like flour, buttermilk, flour, but this dude was adding like flour straight to like his initial buttermilk, so it was more like a
yeah,
batter.
right. So
And
like
then
a
he
batter. Yeah.
yeah, he went straight into that, and then he was making like a Chinese hot chili oil with like hickory smoke powder, which I'd never seen before. And I was like, whoa,
Yum.
people sell that? And then like working in restaurants, you'll see stuff like um, apple cider vinegar powder, which is like crack. I don't know if you use that in your fish and chips shop. I don't know if like you can afford to
No,
do that. Yeah,
no, no,
yeah.
no, that'd be too much. But I do love, like, I only recently found out about all those powders and stuff from watching a cook called Matt.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because he uses a lot of that like weird powders and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
that shit is like crack. Like it is. Like
So
you can,
good, dude. Yeah,
it's so good.
yeah. It's so just like I was like, whoa, like I learned so much from this one video. And usually it's not like that much, like that often that I'll see a video like that, but I was like, holy cow, he just like made bomb ass fried chicken, and like I've been making fried chicken for like 10 years, and I was like, oh, his techniques are super interesting. So it's
I've
always
never nailed it. I've never nailed fried chicken ever, ever.
really,
Never nailed it. No, I just can't nail it.
I think
And
fish and chips are harder than fried chicken
nah,
though, dude.
nah.
So
Fried chicken just fucking gets me. I just can't do it. And like, it's really minuscule. Like, if I don't make something how I think it's gonna taste or how it should taste, even if it's edible or it's nice, I just won't be happy with it.
really, yeah,
And yeah, it just pisses me off. I
that's
just
just the
cannot
chef in you.
nail
Yeah,
fried chicken. I've really gravitated towards cooking on open flame or coal. Like
yeah,
that's what I love to do. Like personally, if I was gonna cook every day of my life, I would cook outside just on coals.
yeah,
Not even yeah, just wood coals, whatever. Like anything like that. Like Greek food, a lot of Greek food and traditional Cypriot food, it's all cooked over coal,
yeah.
and it's
Um,
just the flavor.
I think people just like revert to that. Yeah, I've become that way too, and it's just like I don't know if it's a masculine thing to just want to like cook over like
It is,
live
yeah.
fire, but
Meat
the
and
the
fire.
flavor's insane of just like smoke and like living in here in Memphis, everyone has like a smoker and stuff, so it's just like we won't eat steak unless it's like smoked or grilled, or usually it's
Have you
like
ever
both, you know.
seen? Have you ever seen Suvla?
Souvla
Souvla.
sounds familiar.
That's so Suvla is like what we call barbecue in Cyprus and Greece. So you get these massive metal skewers, and the barbecue has like you can fit three on there, and you get like 1.5 inch cubes of You can get chicken wings or whatever, but preferably you get like 1.5 inch cubes, like palm size of lamb chunks with bone in, and you'd skewer it
Whoa,
on. You
yeah,
marinate it overnight, skewer it on, and then you cook it and over the coal, and it's not that heavily spiced or flavored, but just the flavor. You just rip it off straight, hot, salt, lemon, and it's
yeah.
just fucking like perfect.
Dude, fire is like absolutely insane. I try to. There's restaurants here and worldwide where it's just like that's their thing. They just try and like incorporate fire or smoke in like everything they do, and I love it. Like grilled vegetables are just like next level.
Mm.
I know, dude.
There's a place in Sydney called Fire Door in Australia, and they don't have any electricity in their kitchen,
That's
and it's like
wild. Yeah.
and it's the equivalent to like a two Michelin starred restaurant. Like they got full tasting menus. Like it's amazing, but they use like pan. They'll grab a pan and they'll put it over the coals. Like every single element's done over coal or wood.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Dude, that's so wild. That's just so hard, man. Like if I were to ever own my own place, I don't think I'd want I don't know. I want multiple places for different reasons, but I like at most places at least, maybe one place. Like I wouldn't want cooks to have to be that like talented and knowledgeable, you know?
Just have a rest day. You don't need to struggle every single day of
I
your
know,
life.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I want like like some sort of coffee shop like where we just do sandwiches and shit and it's like I would love like one badass chef who's like, would ideally be like way more talented than I would be. Just like kind of give him like his own free reins and like that would just be like me being able to learn from him like kind of for free, you know?
Oh, really? That's one thing I'd love to do over in America. The whole deli scene, like the
Oh yeah.
whole, like that. We'd like that in Australia. Like the whole sandwich shop. Have you seen that guy on TikTok, by the way, that everyone hates on with the the Italian dude with the bread, the sandwich guy?
There's so many sandwich people.
Have you seen the Italian bloke? It's always like a front on camera, and they're speaking full Italian, and he'll get like a ciabatta or like a loaf, and he'll cut it in half really carelessly, and he'll take out half the bread. The comments are so funny. He'll rip out half the bread while he's talking to the customer to fit more in there, and he'll
Yeah.
just get like 500 grams of prosciutto and just fucking throw it on, and he'll get like two bowls of mozzarella and just break them on. And everyone's like, he doesn't care about the food.
Oh, dude.
It's like, no, he's just a deli. He's just working in a deli.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, that sounds so funny. I would crush that sandwich though. That sounds so good, dude. Prosciutto and stuff. Yeah. Um, dude, New York would blow your mind. Like New York's just so cool and it's like I don't even think I'd recommend like maybe one like higher end restaurant, but other than that, I'd just be like, dude, these are the
Just those
pizza
dirty
places you
like
should go
joints,
to.
pizza joints.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they have things called bodegas. I don't know if like what they would be considered.
No, we don't have that. We
Yeah,
don't. I know what you're talking about. I've
yeah,
seen
yeah,
that guy. What's his name?
yeah, dude.
Don't forget the
Yeah,
bear.
something Aki way. Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that guy. He just
yeah,
works in a
Oki way.
bodega.
Yeah, is that
Yeah,
what a
dude.
bodega is?
Yeah, it's like what he works
And
in.
it's
Yeah,
just
all,
sandwiches and shit.
yeah, but it's a corner store that just also has like a full-on like sandwich shop inside, and they have like a deep fryer, a griddle, or a plancha, so like they can more or less make anything, you know.
Yeah,
So, so like they'll do like chicken parmesans, like breakfast bagels. They'll do all sorts of stuff. Like one of their signatures is called a chopped cheese, and it's just ground beef that's chopped
I
up
made
with
one
like,
at
oh my
I made
god,
one the other day at the
they're
shop because we do
so
burgers, we do
yeah,
burgers and everything at the fish and
yeah.
chip shop, and I was like, fuck, I gotta try one of these chopped cheese, but I didn't know what seasoning they put on it, so I just put Moroccan seasoning because it kind of looked, I don't know what it was, it's
Yeah.
just like cuminy. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the same. It's just called Goya. It's like an all-purpose seasoning salt. It's just like garlic powder and like maybe a little turmeric and cumin. It's like a very like Mexican South American thing, but it's just like a seasoning salt. That's
you
it.
know, I've never tried tahine.
Tahini? Really?
No, is that
The
that spice? Not tahini,
Oh,
not
oh,
tahini. Is it?
tahine? Yeah. I think
Yeah,
you would
like the spice.
really like you can't find it over there.
Oh, you can. It's just heaps expensive. It's heaps
Oh,
like
that's
because
a
it's
bummer.
obviously and what's the other one? Chamoy.
Oh, chamoy is
Is
awesome.
that
I really like chamoy. Yeah. Because
is
chamoy
that
is like
sweet?
yeah, chamoy is like yeah, it's basically I don't want to say caramel, but it's basically candy. Yeah, it's delicious.
Ah, I
Yeah,
thought it was like a sour, salty thing that you put on like mangoes and shit.
yeah. Think like a tamarind like candy or something like that. That's the
Yeah,
flavor
right.
profile.
No shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's Mexican, isn't it?
Yep, chamoy is awesome. Tahine, I'm not the biggest fan of because I don't really like the generic Mexican powder, like Mexican like chili powder. Like I don't even know like
Mm.
what it is, but it's basically that salt and citric acid. So it's like it's got a
Yeah.
very nice like sour mouth feel to it. I'm not like a big fan of tahine just because I don't like chili powder, but it's delicious. Do you have Takis where you live?
No, but you can get them. We got
Yeah.
like all these online stores where you can get shit, but I've
Okay,
never
yeah.
tried Takis.
Yeah. They're 100%
Is
worth it.
Takis legit?
Oh, Takis is awesome. Same thing though. I'm not the
The
biggest fan
blue
of like
ones?
chili powder, but the blue ones are more or less the same. They're just like it's literally the
Blue.
same. It's just with like blue dye or whatever, blue
Yeah.
powder. I'm like, oh, okay, that's
You
cool, I
still
guess.
got the snacks. You got the good snacks over
Yeah,
there.
but that one's insane because it's like they crank up like the citric powder and like the MSG, so it's just like flavor bomb times 10 on your tongue. You're just like, whoa,
Just
this is like
original Takis.
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
Just the
get some. I'll
original
go get some
Takis.
today. I gotta order them today because I'm fucking vibe. I've been thinking about them for a while. You always see all the YouTubers eating them.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna try it.
they're just yeah, they're nothing seasoned like that. It's like if you were to like take potato chips and like add 10 times more seasoning to it. It's like, whoa, this is
Yeah,
like too much, but like in a good way.
yeah,
It's
moreish.
yeah,
What
it's
else are you
wicked,
doing
man.
today, man? Are you doing any filming? You doing anything exciting?
I spent so much time just watching all like the UFC stuff. Yeah, I have to like finish wrapping up some filming like today, tomorrow, and maybe the next day, just before I like leave to Dallas for like 2 or 3 days, before I just like disappear for 2 3 days. Um,
You're gonna film in Dallas as well, just some eats.
so, dude, so I've never been to Texas before, so it's like two barbecue spots. Um, they have a gas station called Bucky's. It's like a
Yeah,
Texas
I've
thing.
seen that. I've
Yeah, dude.
seen that.
It's
Yeah.
like giant like uh, gas station. So those three, and then Salt Bay's restaurant.
Are you
Um,
gonna go to Frank's? Is it the Frank's barbecue, the best one in
yeah,
America?
that's in Austin, so I'll probably miss it
Oh, that's in
like this
Austin, is
time
it?
around. Yeah, but it's so like it's just like half a days of driving like and I'm there like New Orleans too. I'm in a good location, like I can get to a lot of big cities within like 8 hours,
Mm.
so yeah, I'm in a definitely in a good place, so yeah. Exercising, I just like try and make that like I just try to work that into like my work schedule because like I do
Mm.
so much eating where it's like, oh, I need to do a lot of like cardio now too,
Yeah,
you
you gotta
know.
work on that six pack.
The dude, yeah, dude, I can't disappoint the people. And then I try and read a lot too. I basically like try and work a lot, but also I spread it out
Balance
throughout
it.
like 7 days. So like maybe I'll work 8 hours this day, but only like 6 hours this day. Um, just like so every day I have that mental energy. But yeah, I just like try and like have real hobbies, that's not just like
Yeah.
food and drinking and smoking. Like so I try and read a lot of like philosophy, like if I could go back to school, like I know it's a useless degree, but I would probably just go back for philosophy because
Philosophy.
yeah, because I feel like it's just so practical in like real
It
life,
goes
like
hand in hand
everything,
with food almost. Like you go to a lot of food. Like there's another food YouTuber that's really philosophical, and she's really nice to watch as well. Is it Doobie Dooba? Fuck, what's her name?
Yeah.
Uh, is that her name? Doobie
Yep.
Dooba.
Doobie doobop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she. I've been obsessed with her content lately. It's
Yeah.
so just it's very different to other food YouTubers,
Yeah.
but it's
She's
very like slow paced and
yeah.
methodical.
She's like the golden child for sure. What like she's also just hyper attractive, so like that helps too. She's like,
Mm.
oh, this like Korean supermodel that happens to cook
And
like
she can cook.
phenomenal looking
Yeah,
food. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and she's very well spoken.
Yeah. She's really cool. Hopefully like maybe like next year. Like I'm sure her schedule is like crazy busy, but would love to like just hang out with her. Like that's how I try and approach like creators and stuff. I don't necessarily want to like do collabs and stuff because I feel like then they might feel that I
Used.
only want to hang out with them just to do
Yeah.
this collab, and then we're just like deuces and go our separate ways. And
Mm.
I was like, oh, I'd rather just like reach out to the people I really like, just like hang
Hang
out with
out.
them. Yeah, and I was like, and we'll just make content naturally. So yeah, there's quite a few people where I'm like, dude, your content's just super cool. Or funny people is like who I gravitate towards. Like funny, like in smart people. So yeah. It's wicked, man. How
Nah,
big?
that's awesome.
Yeah. How big is your? I'm so interested in your fish and chip shop, dude. That sounds so cool.
Yeah, right. So it's called Champion Takeaway. We're probably one of the busiest shops in South Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Like we do a really phenomenal trade. But yeah, it's just a grind. Like we think we have 15 staff members.
Whoa. Yeah.
So it's like it's a pretty big operation, but luckily we still get days off and shit like that. It's a pretty big operation. One day well, when's my next day? Tomorrow I'll take some videos and shit for you, and I'll
Dude.
send them to you through your Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's.
we fill it our own fish there too, so the fish is fresh.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
What fish do you use?
Shark.
Shark. Really?
Yeah, a gummy shark. It's like a very small shark, but it's so nice. Very white flesh. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure, we fill it at, like, we get fresh whiting. I don't know if you have whiting over there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have whiting?
We do,
Really
yeah.
delicate.
It's usually for like smoking or like Jewish delis, something like
Really?
that. Yeah.
King George whiting is, I don't know if it's just a South Australian thing. It's expensive, but it's really white fleshed and real delicate.
Mm-hmm.
Same as garfish. And then the general standard fish, like if you come in and order a fish, our like cod would be butterfish, which is hake, it's called. But that's our
Oh,
cod, like
yeah,
our
yeah.
standard fish. But yeah, but like you get that fish is busy, but then we do like in Australian fish and chip shops, you also do like chicken schnitzels
No way,
with
really?
chips and gravy.
Yeah,
Yeah, chicken schnitzel with chips and gravy, or chips, cheese and gravy.
that sounds so
And then
good.
you get
Yeah,
your gyros or your burgers or your steak sandwiches,
yeah.
and then salads. Like we have a selection of 10 salads that we make every day. Like it's a pretty big operation.
Dude, your place is gotta be huge. That's like huge menu. That's
Nah,
awesome.
it's not. Our kitchen is just a grind. Like we get there at like 7, 8 in the morning, just to
Yeah,
prep for the day. Because we're so limited with space, we have to prep almost daily. So that's why we have so many staff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good
Fortunate, it's better
for.
than being quiet. A lot of
Yeah,
businesses went under during COVID in Australia.
yeah. Dude, that's a bummer. Do you do alcohol there too? Like, are you kind of a pub or not really?
No. No seating, no alcohol. If we
Okay.
started doing alcohol, it'd just be too crazy. Like, it'd just be insane. Because of the
Yeah.
area. Like, the area we're in, I don't know how to say it properly. There's a lot of, like, big drinkers and, like, shitheads everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the area I live in particularly, like, it's very, like, it's just not crazy. But
Rowdy.
it's
Yeah.
fucking, yeah, it's rowdy.
Yeah.
Like, very rowdy area. But yeah. Alright, I'll leave
That's
you to
funny,
it,
man.
man, so you can get on with your day.
Yeah,
But
for sure,
thank
dude.
you so much for coming on. And
Dude, of course,
do you have
man.
anything you want to plug? Do you have anything in the works? Do you have anything? Oh, is YouTube Senpai Kai? If you
Yeah,
want to go give
Senpai
him a
guy.
like and
Yeah,
follow.
yeah. That's it, man. Hopefully, I'll have my Salt Bay. Not even a review. It's more just like a vlog. I'm so interested in like going there.
Are
Just
you
like
gonna wrap the
seeing.
steak in gold while you're there?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring my own gold, so I don't have to drop 400, $600. Yeah. That's the plan, dude. I
Oh,
can't
I
like.
can't
I mean,
wait.
I could afford to do it.
Oh,
It's just like, wow, what a waste to spend like $1,000 on a steak,
on
and
a
like,
$18 sheet of
yeah,
fucking gold
just
leaf.
just so I can record it and be like, oh, that was bad or whatever, you know. I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus, dude, yeah, no, that'll be out of pocket, so that'll be super fun, dude. Well,
Oh,
dude,
that's
thanks
awesome,
so
man.
much for having on, man.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome that I have like real like chef like cooks and like people with background, and you have your own shop. That's like absolutely insane, dude.
Yeah, no, I imagine there's a lot of chefs and shit that watch you.
Yeah, dude,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
this
It's always an honor, man.
easy. All right, thank you.
You're welcome, man. Take care,
Easy,
dude.
man.
I'll chat with you later, brother.
Easy peace.
Peasy peasy.